For those of you non-believers, I did in fact capture the legendary poop emoji monster. The truth is out there, my friends. So throughout history, there have always been people that have claimed to see creatures that are unordinary. These creatures are often referred to as cryptids, paranormal creatures whose existence has been suggested but never proven by the scientific community. And while some simply dismiss these sightings as folklore, the sheer number of sightings of some of these creatures has many wondering if their existence is more than just a myth. So today, I gathered the most famous and intriguing cryptids of all time to share with you all. So here they are, 10 mystical cryptids that may actually exist. Number 1 is Bigfoot. One of the most famous cryptids of all time is the legendary Bigfoot. Reports of its existence have been around for decades, even before it had a name, until it was eventually named Bigfoot in the 1950s. Also known as the Sasquatch or Yeti, these creatures are named after their enormous footprints, which are as large as 60 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Found primarily in the forests of North America, they're described as large ape-like creatures covered in dark brown hair around 3 meters tall, weighing in excess of 227 kilograms. Of the numerous reports that have been filed, the descriptions of these creatures have all been quite consistent, lending credibility to these sightings. Currently, much of the scientific community dismisses the idea of a Bigfoot existing, but some scientists have spent a large part of their career researching it. These omnivorous, hairy, nocturnal creatures are known for having an extremely unpleasant and pungent smell. So before you go reporting a sighting, make sure it isn't just a furry homeless man, because they don't appreciate being called a Yeti. It's kind of insensitive. Number 2 is the Chupacabra. First reported in 1995 in Puerto Rico, the Chupacabra is also known to inhabit North, South, and Central America. Its name, which literally translates from Spanish as goat sucker, was given after 8 animals were found dead, each bearing the same 3 puncture wounds in their chest drained of all their blood. Physical descriptions state that it's a reptile-like creature with leathery or scaly greenish-gray skin with quills or spines running down its back. It's said to be 1.2 meters tall and stands and hops in a fashion similar to that of a kangaroo. There are countless reports of this creature killing livestock, with reports steadily increasing since it was first reported. Some in the scientific community explain away the existence of the Chupacabra, saying that they're probably just raccoons, wild dogs, or coyotes that have sarcoptic mange, a skin disease that causes hair loss. If these things exist, I really hope they don't suddenly get a taste for human blood, because fighting off kangaroo lizard vampires doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Number 3 is the Acker Innes. Unlike the other cryptids on this list, this one is unique in that it is not an animal, but a mysterious tribe that is reported to live deep in the Amazon rainforest. Also known as white Amazonian Indians, the first contact was made in 1977 by the springs of the Araguaia River. An Anglo-Brazilian expedition found themselves surrounded by tall, blonde, naked individuals speaking a language they had never heard before. There was only ever one other momentary encounter with this tribe in 1979 by the members of a secondary expedition. Since these 2 encounters, no other contact with this tribe has been made, leading many to believe that the Brazilian government is trying to cover up their existence for reasons unknown. Has anyone ever considered that maybe they're just regular white folk who got lost in the rainforest years ago and simply adapted while searching for help? Haven't you ever seen the movie Castaway? Same thing. I bet they even have a volleyball named Wilson. Number 4 is the Nunda. The Nunda is said to be a gigantic, ferocious gray feline that stalks the East African country of Tanzania. Both its size and strength are said to exceed that of a lion's by a considerable amount. The creature was first brought to the public's attention in 1922 by William Hitchens, a British administrator working in Tanzania that reported seeing a tribe attacked by the giant creature. Interestingly, unlike the other cryptids, this one has solid evidence with hair samples actually being collected from the animal. The samples were analyzed, concluding that there is in fact a new species of carnivorous mammal out there. A Scottish hunter named Patrick Bowen once attempted to hunt the creature and failed, but did find the creature's footprints and additional hair samples. The Nunda is also said to be the inspiration for the Nundu, a leopard-like magical creature mentioned in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter novels. This is interesting, but I'm allergic to cats, let alone gigantic cats that could take my head off with a single swipe, so I'm cool if it remains hidden. Number 5 is the owl. Believed to be a giant bat, the owl is said to live in the deepest parts of the jungles of Java in Indonesia. The first ever report of this creature was by Dr. Ernest Bartels in 1925. It's said to have a face with the features of a chimp and bat, large dark eyes, large claws, red-skinned wings, and lots of gray fur. With a massive wingspan of 3.7 meters, it's twice the size of that of the largest known bat. They're omnivores that feed on a large range of sources and hunt by stalking their prey upside down in the trees of the rainforest. Very little else is known about them other than they are absolutely nightmare fuel. Number 6 is the Canvey Island monster. This cryptid was discovered in the United Kingdom in 1953 when the carcass of one washed up on the shores of Canvey Island. It's approximately 76 centimeters long with thick reddish brown skin, bulging eyes, and gills. It has hind legs with 5-toed horseshoe-shaped feet and no forelimbs. The first carcass ever discovered was actually cremated, as a cursory inspection by zoologists determined that it posed no threat to the public. A second, much larger carcass was discovered just a year later in 1954 at 120 centimeters long, weighing in at 11.3 kilograms. What happened to the second carcass remains a mystery to this day, with no official explanation ever given. Originally, it was mistaken to be an anglerfish and is just as hideous, except this thing has feet, meaning it has the option to strut its repugnancy across the ocean floor. Like a bouse. Number 7 is the Loch Ness monster. One of the most infamous and controversial cryptids of all time is the Loch Ness monster. The earliest report of it was in the book The Life of St. Columba from the 7th century, and since then has become a creature of legend. Believed to inhabit the deep waters of Scotland, many in the scientific community dismiss this sea creature as myth, while others recognize the very real possibility that it may exist. Affectionately nicknamed Nessie, this creature caught the world's attention in 1933 in a photograph taken by Hugh Gray. However, the most iconic photo of Nessie was taken just a year later by a London gynecologist named Robert Kenneth Wilson, although many believe it to be a hoax. Countless pictures and video have been taken, all claiming to be proof of the elusive creature, although no one has ever 100% proven its existence. It's interesting that they nicknamed it a cute name like Nessie when, if it does in fact exist, it's likely a terrifyingly vicious dinosaur. That's like nicknaming a T-Rex Fluffy. Doesn't really work. Number 8 is the Maltese Tiger. The Maltese or blue tiger is a rare tiger said to have a coloration morph that exists mostly in the Fujian province of China. Their amazing coloration gives them a bluish look with dark gray stripes. These, along with all South Chinese tigers, are endangered because of their continued use in traditional Chinese medicine. Part of what makes this tiger so elusive is that their mutation has the potential to fade away over time, making them almost impossible to identify even if found. One of the most notable encounters was in 1910 when a man named Harry Caldwell discovered one of these tigers and made a note of its strikingly beautiful appearance. Guys, these tigers, if they even exist anymore, are beautiful and super rare, so you should probably stop putting them in your headache medicine. Damn! Number 9 is the Globster. Perhaps the strangest cryptid on this list is the Globster, an unidentified organic mass that washes up on the shoreline of an ocean or other body of water. The term was coined by Ivan T. Sanderson in 1962 to describe a carcass that washed up on a shore in Tasmania. The carcass had no visible eyes, no defined head, and no apparent bone structure. Since then, 24 different carcasses have appeared that have been described as globsters, the most recent in 2003. The size of globsters vary but are generally quite large, such as the Dry Harbor carcass that washed up on an Alaskan beach in 1956. It was about 30 meters long and was covered in 5 centimeters of long reddish fur. One interesting hypothesis put forward by researchers is that globsters may be prehistoric animals that were trapped in ice but later melted and simply washed ashore. I think the more intriguing question is what gave birth to these things? Are there like mama globsters? Cause that's a little more than an unpleasant thought. And number 10 is the Jersey Devil. Believed to inhabit the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey in the United States, the description of the Jersey Devil is a flying two-legged creature with hooves. The story of the Jersey Devil dates all the way back to the 1700s when the sight of one meant an omen of disaster or war, but multiple sightings did not begin until the early 1900s. Some researchers have reported that over 2,000 witnesses have claimed seeing this creature over the centuries. Although very rare, sightings do continue all the way up to the present day. Okay, in all seriousness, if there is a bat, horse, goat-faced monster out there, I want off this planet. And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed it, remember to click that like button, and don't forget to click that red subscribe button if you'd like to see future videos from me, because I upload every Tuesday and Saturday. And I just want to remind you guys that I am on Snapchat, and you should definitely follow me, so it's really easy to do now. All you gotta do is point your Snapchat camera at my ghost that is on the screen right now, and you'll add me. It's as easy as that. Pow! And that's it, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you later on all my social media, including Snapchat, as well as my second channel. Peace.